short video. I don't have that much I want to say, but before I get into anything, firstly, if you haven't played this game, don't watch this. This is a fantastic game. It's the highest standard of survival horror, and it's just a really well-made project. My issues with it are almost entirely from a place of mismanaged expectations, really. Please support this game and make sure Konami gets the message that Silent Hill is back and we want more. Now, as somebody who adores the first 4 Silent Hill games, yes, even 4.
Are you okay?
If you ask me what makes these games such masterpieces, I would tell you 2 things: vibes and ambiguity. The stories are good sometimes, incredible that one time, and mostly kinda bad. My favorite Silent Hill game is 3. I've played through that game probably like 7 times. I still couldn't tell you the literal events involving the cults or whatever, because I kinda just don't care. To me, that's not the point. Silent Hill is all about vibes. It's a foggy nightmare town where things slowly distort the further you and the character you're controlling reflect on themselves. The environment is really the most important character, as it morphs itself into exactly what the protagonist needs to see to understand who they are. It's this weird, vague, surrealist experience that presents you with a plot that's really an excuse to send your character to all sorts of different locations.
I'm going to Silent Hill.
Yes! 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 Yes!
What stays with you is how these environments made you feel, what they made you think about, and probably most importantly, what it means. That's where ambiguity comes into play with this franchise, because these games are full to the brim with symbolism and weird, seemingly irrelevant imagery that is just never explained. I love that. No amount of in-game notes or cutscenes will ever really explain what Valtiel is, what the fuck this head is doing, or what Vincent really meant when he said,
You feel excited when you step on them and snuff out their lives.
Are you talking about the monsters?
Monsters? They look like monsters to you?
Oh no.
Don't worry. It's just a joke.
I'm just joking. It's all just left for the player to interpret or watch an hour-long video on it, theorizing. That's why I think these games are a cut above, because Resident Evil can be as fun as it wants, and it is fun, but it'll never give you that same feeling of walking around an empty mall, finding a walnut in a jewelry store, going around the back to find a room with cages and a blood-soaked vice on a table, cracking open that walnut to find a moonstone. None of this makes sense, but it's so eerie that Heather acts like she knows what to do with these bizarre items found in weird locations. It's like a playable David Lynch film, or a dream. What does it mean? I don't know. I don't even know if the devs knew, but whatever it is, it's just immaculate. And my biggest issue with Silent Hill F is that this feeling is entirely lost on me. This is genuinely the first level so far that has felt anything like a Silent Hill level. This game has been much more similar to a Resident Evil game. Way more similar to a Resident Evil game. I kind of don't know why it's called Silent Hill. Yeah, I don't know. It feels maybe 25% like a Silent Hill game. And that's just because of the surrealism. Last chance to leave before spoilers. Silent Hill F is complete allegory. Allegory for societal expectations of women, marriage, the lack of control women have over their own lives due to patriarchy. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I really understand these concepts in depth or anything, but I understand enough to get what Silent Hill F is trying to say. The symbolism is clear. Very clear. Nauseatingly so. It's birthing women with kitchen knives. It's incredibly one note. Your character has one problem with the world. She feels like it's just not fair that she was born a woman, so she has to do XYZ. Every other character's world also revolves around this theme. Shu is the guy that accepts Hinako despite her refusing to act like a girl should. Rinko hates Hinako because she doesn't act like a girl should. She goes around pretending like she doesn't want to be a girl when she knows full well that she's so much cuter than everyone else. She makes me sick. Rinko wrote this. She fucking hates this. This is her whole character. Is why isn't she acting more like a girl? Hinako's parents want her to be a girl, and Junko, her sister, embraced society's expectations of her, and that's why she's so beloved. This game had one idea, and I'm okay with that. That's not my issue. The problem is that it won't stop beating you over the head with it. Junko always told me that the quickest way to happiness is to live the way society expects women to. Okay, so they're just like not even... This is the most unsubtle allegory ever! Like, come on! Dude, I hate how much they're beating me over the head with... Okay. When I said she feels like it's just not fair that she was born a woman, so she has to do XYZ, I'm not speculating. I wish I could say I was. It's written word for word in a journal. Every note, every cutscene, fucking lines of dialogue that your character will randomly say out loud as she sees things. True. But like, could you make it a little more subtle, maybe? Like but it's a cool message and it's well written and I like it. But they're just really beating you over the head. Oh, that's how she sees her town because she is an independent woman. Oh! I don't want to be a housewife. This game genuinely thinks you are too stupid to understand what Hinako feels just by seeing what she sees. A journal note explaining what you meant with this character design is cool, even though the cutscene already showed this exactly. If that's the kind of game you want to make, that's fine. But the name Silent Hill carries with it a certain responsibility of subtlety. It's not like the actual plot is predictable. I made plenty of wrong guesses, but the messaging is obvious. And I hate that they felt like they had to further explain the already clear messaging at every turn. I mean, look here when we immediately clock the analogy they were making. Yeah, no, that's literally what this is. Cool visual metaphor that was clearly set up and shown. Dog, it's you. You're the fog monster. Done right. Now, if this was a Silent Hill game, then this is where they leave it. I mean, shit, the analogy was already presented to us so heavy-handedly that there isn't much more confirmation they could even give. But 5 minutes later, they give us a scene revealing something they've already thoroughly revealed. This is her giving into the marriage plague, the trad plague. Oh, they revealed it twice, is actually what they did. Followed by ending scenes that spell out word for word what we already assumed. I'm not saying it would have made for a better game if they didn't go that extra mile to make sure we knew this was this and that this was this. He promised me everything I could ever want to be content, a life full of comfort for as long as I live, status that no one could look down on, and most importantly, endless love for me, right? Marriage vows. We don't have to theorize. We don't have to theorize at all. This passage in a journal has literally spelled it out for us. But I am saying it would have made for a better Silent Hill game. To make your metaphors this obvious, to where even a dumbass like me is saying, okay, I get it enough already, is like the antithesis of Silent Hill. And keep in mind, I'm only saying this because this is a Silent Hill game. I don't think obvious messaging is bad, not at all. They really wanted to make a clear statement with this game that could not be misconstrued in any way. But in doing that, they ruin any ambiguity or opportunity for theorizing. There is a reason 20 years later, people are still discussing what things mean in these games. And it's because they were made with such clear intent, but with no desire to explain themselves. That leaves us to try and explain them instead. And that's not just fun, it's impactful. This isn't a real knock on Silent Hill F, it does use surrealism well. And even if the vibe is not what I want in a Silent Hill game, it's still an unbelievably well-crafted vibe, but I'm disappointed with it. Because Silent Hill to me is not something you can ever really understand. There's no confirmation to any of this speculation. Some people hate that kind of storytelling. In fact, I think most people probably do, but that's what this franchise is, unapologetically. What Silent Hill isn't is 80 different notes describing line by line exactly what the symbolism is behind every single piece of imagery. This game almost nails the Silent Hillness of walking through a confusing ass stream with nonsensical level layouts and enemies that communicate some sort of vague trauma the main character maybe experienced. But here, it isn't vague. It's designed to be vague as you're playing, but it refuses to let you sit with those thoughts. As soon as you're done with a section, here comes a cutscene to either confirm or deny your interpretation, and say that's what it really means. When you spell it out for us, that to me is no longer a Silent Hill game. It's something else, and maybe it's great. In the case of F, it's a worthwhile experience. It's just not what I wanted. I'm not joking when I say this game only gave me one single moment where I really felt like I was playing peak Silent Hill again. And it's this room. That's creepy. I like this. That's cool as fuck. I should leave right away. That's so cool. Dude, shit like this, man. I need more shit like this. Like this fucking room right here. This is so cool. This is a pointless ass room. That is so cool because this makes no sense. This is just surreal horror shit. And I feel like that's what the first 4 games are packed with. But this game isn't. This game doesn't have a lot of shit like this. Pointless, out of the way, does nothing for the plot ass room that just added to the vibe and gave me questions. This is the type of stuff Silent Hill should be packed with. I love allegory. Silent Hill is allegory. Man, Silent Hill 3 is allegory for topics that are very similar to what Silent Hill F presents. Topics I don't particularly want to talk about on YouTube, because I'm really not the guy for it. The difference here is Silent Hill F takes that extra step to explain exactly what everything means. If you leave Silent Hill F with any questions at all about what things meant, then Silent Hill F considers that a failure. For Silent Hill 1 through 4, that's the goal. And that's pretty much my takeaway. Obviously, this is the future of Silent Hill as a franchise, and listen, I'm all for it. Most horror media isn't very deep, but Silent Hill F is. The messaging is important, true, and so carefully made. It's just not fair to hold everything up to the standard that Team Silent set, because those days are gone. And if Konami makes more games like this, I'll make sure to remember that. I would have still probably pre-ordered this game if it wasn't called Silent Hill. I doubt I'd have much criticism for it at all, really, but it is a Silent Hill game, regardless of what I think. And I'm not going to gatekeep that. What really matters is that Silent Hill was, and still is, the bar for horror video games. Subtlety or not, no other franchise handles such hard-hitting topics with this much seriousness and care, and absolutely not with this much of a budget. Getting a AAA game that actually has something to say is already rare in 2025, so believe me, Silent Hill's still the GOAT franchise. Let's forget the last 20 years happened. That line in Silent Hill 3 where Vincent's like, there are monsters to you, and it's very vague and left up in the air, and my game just crashed. My game just crashed.